lack of proper intelligence when it comes to Hamas intentions?
There was the only similarity, because on the ground is completely different from the Yom Kippur War, of course, but the only similarity is what they used to call in Hebrew a misconception. And there were a few misconceptions. Of late, there was an impression, and that impression was confirmed by experts in the security services, that Hamas were willing to kind of negotiate an appeasement in exchange for socio-economic help to the Gazan people, in work permits. The Israelis even get more work permits for Gazan workers. There was a feeling that the lack of popularity of Hamas in Gaza would push the Hamas to better the conditions of living in Gaza with the help of the Israelis, with the help of Arabic countries. So overall, there was a complete misconception of what the Hamas is about and what are the Hamas's intentions. Nobody saw it coming. They saw exactly the other way around, that we're going to which was of course a mistake of more than 20 years. A lot of people in my branch, in my domain, always consider the Hamas as 100 and 200% pure terrorist organization that you cannot expect anything from and you should not negotiate with. That's the misconception generally in intelligence. Now on the ground, there's so many questions have to be asked after. Now we have to concentrate on defending ourselves against this attack, but after that we will have to understand how come such a scale of an operation was not detected in the preparation stage. How come so many rockets can be shot to shoot that many rockets at the same time means that the troops were deployed and organized in such a way that the launching places were ready. You just had to wake up and in a few minutes join them. So why was it not detected? How come that a week ago, when there was a show of strength and the kind of maneuver by the Islamic Jihad, the intelligence services didn't see that it was a smoke screen for preparing this attack? How come that we have so many drones, satellite images, spies on the ground, informants on the ground? We didn't find there is here a problem with the intelligence for sure, but also I'm afraid in the first moments now of what is happening, a problem of readiness on the ground of the troops, of the grounds with people begging for help in villages of Israel when the army and police taking some time to provide that help.
A whole lot of time, if I may. We're seeing all throughout our conversation here the visuals, the images coming out from the ground, terrorists again walking around Israeli streets, Israeli territory, Israeli towns, fully armed. And Hamda Salhut here with us in the studio, Mr. Ferushami, was talking about the misconception on the Israeli side, and yet, as he mentioned, there were signs on Hamas' side that something is going on. Let it be those rocket fired towards mostly sea area recently, those launches, or this parade to show the arms capabilities of Hamas a short time ago. And as you have mentioned, Hamas have been building up, preparing for this moment for quite some time now.
Hamas has been preparing. And remember, this has been the deadliest year for both Israelis and Palestinians. More than 200 Palestinians killed by the Israeli military combatants and non-combatants. More than 30 Israeli civilians killed by armed Palestinians. The level that this situation is going to get to is going to be something that is never seen before, something we've never seen before. Mohammed Lif, the military commander, calling this a revolution, calling on Palestinians from the north to Jerusalem to the West Bank to get involved in this.
And Arab Israeli citizens as well.
Correct. Arab citizens from the north. This is going to be something that the Israeli military is really going to have to strategize how they are going to respond to this. It is also worth noting that Palestinians inside the Gaza Strip, a lot of them are civilians, a lot of them are people who are not involved in this conflict, and they're going to be the ones who are hit the hardest, just like the civilians in the south who were killed this morning by the ambush. The infiltration of the border is something that is really going to have to be looked at, something that's going to have to be examined, how they were able to get there. The Palestinians were also able to take Israeli military vehicles and are now driving them in the streets of Gaza. Reports of several hostages among the forces as well.
We're nearing the end of our broadcast, and I really do want to conclude it by your statements, Jonathan Conricus, former spokesperson for the IDF. A lot of unclarity. What should we focus on this hour?
I think we should focus